Narican, sort of a philosophical science fiction fantasy, if you will, about the evolution of souls. Just read a few pages for you. Yes, ma'am. Hold close what is most precious, for your enemies will gladly strip it away. Narican prophet, Uzana. The reckoning has begun. Up close, a thin man kneels. His forehead pulsates a soft blue light, like a flickering nightlight from under the cowl of a black robe that covers much of his elongated face. Sorry, the light's kind of messing with me. His lips do not move, yet words come forth. Ancestor of the great beyond, hear me. I seek your wisdom. A gray cloaked, shimmering man with 3 eyes appears upon a mountaintop of black onyx. His third eye resides in the lower portion of his forehead, forming a triangle with the lower 2. Around the third eye's edges, flecks sparkle as if heated coal embers. Emerald-colored complex math equations hover in the air alongside him. What troubles you, Tons, son of Requitan? His emerald green third eye sparkles while 2 black eyes remain fixed below. Toxic whisperers sweep through the dimensions like a storm. Narican has fallen under their rule. It is the seat of the highest sentient beings. Yes, and the home you were cast from. Unsettling, yet this is not the sole reason of your troubles. The kneeling man shakes his head while his forehead pulsates blue. We were blind to this attack and did not see. These perpetrators hid themselves from the universal records, yet I do not understand how. Clearly vexed, the kneeling man continues. My equation in the records must be incomplete. I have failed you and Narican. The specter closes his black eyes, searching for answers, while his radiant emerald eye remains open, dilating. Your equation is infallible. Crevasses within the universe, even light beings cannot see. In the past, they were unable to perpetrate this. How did they come to circumnavigate universal knowledge? His forehead pulsates where a third eye would be if standing upon Narican, his home. They have learned, Toms, evolved in their wickedness. The dark forces of the toxic whisperers always seek to exploit and corrupt. These criminals are hidden and now here, infiltrating this planet. The ancestor appears perplexed by this information. In the third dimension, yes, I have witnessed the scouts, the haze clusters. This has eluded my sight. They may be clouding the energy channels. A powerful being is behind this. But who? What do they want? Why now? That you must find out. If darkness reigns, the higher and lower dimensions will be lost. The gods of light will grow blind and disconnected like a flower pulled from its roots. This is why I seek your counsel. We can guide, yet cannot intervene with the living. Laws even we cannot defy. Enough blood has been lost, no? The man's forehead pulsates blue. By my accounting, more must be. These humans are vulnerable, weak, sentient beings, and easy prey for the dark forces. I see your concerns. The human mind and spirit are often at war, misaligned with their higher purpose. Yet several do strive for alignment with their soul's ability, whereas many remain never to advance. It is only a theory the kneeling man projects, yet they may attempt to prevent this alignment by submerging humans into permanent darkness. And this will break the evolving chain of souls. Troubling indeed. Thank you for speaking with me, ancestor. Though there is one last thing, the boy, King Oneon's son, is now of age. He does not know of my existence and does not know himself or our history. These two struggles with the dichotomy, the torn mind. At the right moment, he will know you. He cannot do this alone, nor can you. To find answers, he will need you, and you will need him. These are dangerous times indeed for the living. Sentient beings are at stake. This is not the order of things. If unsuccessful, souls will be severed from their higher purposes, from the gods, and cast into eternal darkness. But be forewarned, Tons. The humans are cunning and destructive of what they do not understand. Reveal only what is necessary, as the dark forces will also know the boy's age. You must watch him closely. When shall I act? His surrogate family was terminated after another attempt on his life. The specter closes his black eyes again while his green one remains open. Impulse will call upon you. Listen to her. The intelligence of the universe will guide you to action. Blue pulsations cease, and the man now kneels alone inside a messy apartment with white walls, a blue tattered couch, and clothes strewn about. Opening his blue, intelligent eyes, he rises and walks to a window. Opening the blinds, he peers out upon a busy city. The haunted boy. Run, Clariman, I hear over the clamor rising from the surprise attack. A spreading dark haze blows into the room. Familiar voices call to me. I am running, perhaps 5 or 6 years old. My feet sluggish. We are running in terror inside the royal onyx palace as the heat of battle swells. Guards lower their lancers with illuminated spears, standing at the ready to defend, but they are swiftly swallowed by the growing haze enclosing around them, gone like ash in the wind. Cornered by this nameless, faceless evil, one by one I see everyone about to die, dark blades of mist coming down to take us all. My mind snaps awake and eyes strain left and right, scanning my little apartment, making certain I am alone. Dream energy fills the space. My small desk, chair, end table, and throw rug by the door as they were last night. It's summertime in big city. My pillow is soaked with sweat. This haunting dream has become nightly and clear, whereas just a few weeks ago it was vague and distant, scattered throughout my childhood. Kicking off the top sheet and thin blanket, I place feet on the floor, rubbing my face in red stubble. A rusty sun comes through the blinds. I wonder again, as I have for the past week, if I died in this other world. Reading once that if we die in dreams, we die in life. Arguments rise from the city streets below. Something big is going to happen. I just don't know what. The cauldron of humanity is already spilling over with anger and arguments everywhere I go. Each era has its own catastrophe, tsunamis, earthquakes, stock market crashes, war, disease. The history books say one is coming for us. Sunlight radiates through my 2 windows, yet even the sun doesn't look right lately, more rust-colored than yellow. Shaking off these dark thoughts, I reach for the Tao Te Ching on my nightstand and feel my breathing slow. Opening the book, I allow the words to soothe my conflicted mind, allowing it to open and land where it will. Mastering others is strength, mastering yourself is true power. I nod, staring at building tops out the window, knowing hundreds of people fill each building story with their own individual stories. I flip a few more pages. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. I've read this one before and thought about it many times. People I've noticed, myself included, are often more afraid of living than of dying. And lastly, give evil nothing to oppose and it will disappear by itself. I bounce off the bed, sometimes a little is all I needed. My thick, wavy red hair and green eyes reflect in the window. Like the yin and yang, my birth name is Reuben, yet in dreams it's Clariman. I know that doesn't make sense. Nothing makes much sense. The question who I am tears at me. I need answers, not dreams, not voices, but answers. Let me start with the little I know. A few months back, my parents, Robert and Jan, were killed in a car accident. We were driving home after a hike at Blue Falls State Park. It was daytime, and no animal jumped in front of us. It wasn't even raining, but the car skidded off the road and hit a tree, instantly killing them. I remember seeing the steering wheel turn as if on its own. My father fought it. I can't stop it. Jan, 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 he shouted, glancing my mother's way. His round, intelligent eyes filled with worry while my mother's small hands dug into the dashboard. Robert, no, not this way, she said in a meek, panicked voice. From the dense forest, shadows closed in around the car. Powerless, I sat in the rear like an idiot. doing nothing. Could I have helped? Maybe. Parts of the memory don't make sense, though I've run through it 100 times. Hands were on me, then I woke at the hospital. My psychiatrist, Dr. Greenblatt, said those were the hands of the paramedics, but they couldn't be. Something protected me when that tree hit that car. Someone or something. If not, I would have been crushed too. I wiped my nose, grabbing my parents' picture from the nightstand. We'd had a picnic in the backyard the day before the picture was taken. Our black lab, Rufus, ate half the hot dogs off the table. Chills tickle my body and I set their picture down. My hands grow cold. The high summer, I pull the covers over my legs. Skyscrapers poke clouds' bellies above cabs, noise and decay. All the kooks and crazies are down there, maybe some answers too. There's a burning in me to find answers and learn what happened. With cells on fire, I sure wasn't going to find them in our suburban development where all houses and lawns look alike. Today I turned 18, yay. I know there's something I can't quite put my finger on about this world. The question burns in my chest, lingers behind my eyes and thoughts, something deep, buried, far away, like a memory I can't quite recall. So now I live in the craziest place in the world where my red hair and green eyes go unnoticed. With so many weird styles, hair colors, tribal tattoos and piercings, people just doing their thing, living some meaning they found for themselves. I try to be a good person. My parents taught me that. I work at a small food market a few blocks over on Bexington, though today is my day off. So pizza day and a stop at Caesar's, my one friend in town. I head outside with blue jeans, black t-shirt, and ball cap. After all, I do have sensitive skin that burn easily. I'll just stop there.
Okay, yeah, I love that scene though. The next
Thanks.
scene to come.
And Dar was very helpful in that scene, by the way, so if anyone needs a great class,